Hi, my name's Stuart and welcome back to this series of videos in which I aim to restore and renovate a 1950s cottage in rural New South Wales. These past 2 weeks have seen me make a big move from Sydney, in which I was living and working, out to the country, just so that I can get all my tools and all facilities are close, and I'm going to be here full time for the rest of the project. It was a big move, but luckily with support from family members, I was able to make it a lot easier, and transition's been quite nice. So that was quite a large event, and moving, as everyone knows, can be quite a large process, but it's all done now and I feel like I'm established here, so it's good. I've also continued up the cleaning up process of the backyard, so removing excess vegetation which was leaning over the house and clogging up the roof and gutter systems. Continued pruning trees, citrus trees, and generally tidying up the property. I've also been contacting a few subcontractors in the town, namely excavator drivers, roofing contractors, people like that, just so I can get a bit of continuity through the job. I can have these subcontractors working at the same time as I'm tackling demolition, for example. So the first of the subcontractors, which you'll see in a fairly close video in the future, will be the excavator, and what I basically want him to do is level out the land, remove any excess vegetation that'll take me far too long to do. This is all in an effort to reveal what is underneath this vegetation and get a bit of a plan of attack for landscaping and items like that. So I hope you enjoy the video. The temperature and humidity out here has been pretty full on. We had large, heavy downpours of rain, and then obviously the sun comes out and it's pretty extreme temperatures, so battling that, but managed to making progress these last 2 weeks. So that's enough from me. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. It's humid in Sydney today. Lots of rain. It's just about to pass, but this is the first day of moving out to the country. Kind of came to the realization that I couldn't keep traveling backwards and forwards, it would just be too much. So you can see here I've got a lot of tools. I've got a good brother who's lent me his truck, you can see out there. So just keep loading up. The rain's almost passed and this will be the first trip out. See you soon. Here are the trees, the orange trees there, and the lemon. can see that one there, that limb's a bit dead. And they are quite big. One of the fruit trees that I've started to prune out. Loads of lemons. I'll pick those and then I'll trim it back. Hopefully fixes some of the rot. A little bit of airflow and sunlight should be good. Bad. It's a little bit wobbly here and there. Some of the sheets are loose, but I'm going to fix them up. Extra screws, and then I think I'll give it a coat of paint of like a light, an off-white colour. But that's the limb there. And at some stage, someone's trimmed it back because I think it's dead. But I just want to cut that back first, just so that in the future it doesn't drop down onto the fencing. So I'm going to set the camera up and show you that. This hole for the steel post, which is going to support the hinge side of the new gate. Now I've got a survey mark. I had the property surveyed, after I purchased it, and what they've done is they've put a drill hole indicating the corner of the property, and they've sprayed it white. I'll just flip you around so you can see that there, that's the drill hole, and that indicates the corner of the property, and they've all sprayed it in white. So I'm going to set my post approximately here, and then that way I know that I'm right on the boundary line. So I just recently purchased this crowbar from local hardware. The brand is Cyclone. But what I've just noticed then is that they very smartly put measurements, increments of 200 millimeters along the face of the bar. So you don't have to keep pulling your tape in and out and measuring the depth of your hole. So I know I want to be about 800 millimeters from natural ground level here for the height of my gate and the swing. So this is really handy, and I'll use that a lot. and dusted. I hope you're enjoying the journey so far. It's been pretty interesting for me to document, edit, and look back at the amount of work that I've done so far in a short period of time. And when you really put your head down and have got a goal in mind, it's amazing how much work you can actually do and achieve. So I've been a little bit slack producing this second episode, and I'll endeavour to get the third one out in a week or so. If you do enjoy the videos, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Ask me questions, leave comments. I'm always happy to answer these questions and get back to you, because that will motivate me to push forward and produce more episodes. And also tell me, what you think of the content. If you prefer extra footage, more in-depth explanations, things like that. I've tried to produce my videos in the same vein as channels that I like and appreciate, and hopefully that rubs off to you, the viewer, as well. The final thing before I go is, at the end of each episode I might do a little segment, tools that you can't do without during renovation. The first will be the trusty chainsaw. So this one is a Stihl. The model is MS251. Nice lightweight, middle of the run chainsaw. Not too expensive but not too cheap either. Well built. It's more than capable of felling a tree in hardwood of up to 450mm diameter. Past that it starts to strain a little bit, but really versatile. Apart from the obvious of cutting down trees and removing brush, it's also very handy for demolition. In the past I've demolished whole houses, timber frames, with just a chainsaw. And it's quite amazing actually how versatile the tool is. So final note on this is, treat it with respect. It's a very dangerous tool. Get familiar with it. Watch YouTube videos, how they explain it, but the nasty and most common accident for chainsaws is kickback. And most chainsaws these days have a chain brake incorporated into them, and obviously that's a good safety measure, but if you're completely familiar with the chainsaw, you can avoid that kickback in the first place. Nice sharp chains help as well, so learn how to sharpen your blade. So that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.